Hello everyone, everything good? This is Nettuno speaking, and today we're going to open people's eyes. This sports trading world is not Disneyland. We have to be careful, especially when we're starting out, because there are some paths that can lead to addiction and it can really ruin your life. Now I'm going to share with you some reports that you guys have been sending me by email. I've read several here from people who have had serious problems, but today I'm not going to read. Today what we're going to do is we're going to hear from someone who has been in the media. This person is Latino, so here I'm from the 80s. I grew up here listening to Latino, and he gave me a very honest account. First, congratulations to Latino for having admitted this. People are usually ashamed, and they don't admit these things, okay? They don't want to talk about it, but he was very brave. He gave a report about a red that he took in that was just a little under 30 million, okay? So let's just take in this report of his. These are some common aspects that you guys send me that are in the reports that I've read from you, so come on. This will serve as an example more than ever, okay? Let's go. So let me pull it up here, minimize myself on the screen. All right, here's Latino. I'm getting this video from the Inteligencia Ilimitada channel, so I hope I don't get a strike. I don't know if I can use it or if I can't, but anyway, if I get a strike, let's be patient. Well, let's follow Latino here, and I'll let him speak, and I'll make some comments while he's talking. I made a lot of money. Yeah. From 92 to 96, I made a lot of money. It was like millions. I recorded in other countries. I recorded an album in Mexico. Anyway, a lot of success, a lot of money, consequently, a lot of women, a lot of shows, and a lot of children. I was very young, and I didn't have the head that I had today. I did a lot of shit. Well, this is normal, right? When we're young, if you are young anyway. The worst part is that when we're young, and I was like that too. Look, I know I'm totally avoiding the topic, but listen, when we're young, we do things, and we only fully understand these things later in life. And it's no use trying to explain it. That's why today, I'm here at 39 years old. If I try to give some advice to my nephews, they're 18. It's no use. It's a waste of time. Because I also didn't understand anything at that time. I'm like, you're talking nonsense. That doesn't have anything to do with me. Yada, yada, yada. But then later on in life, you'll end up understanding. So when we are young, there's no use talking. I know I'm off topic, but yes, you can talk to the young person and try to guide them. But it's no use. Young people are young people, right? I was like that, and it seems like it's almost the common way of being, right? So we have to go through some shit. If we don't understand things in life up front, okay? But afterwards, we will realize. Sorry for getting off the topic. Let's continue here with Latino. Hey, man, I was addicted to horse racing. So he got addicted to horse racing, but it could have been horse racing. It could have been backing the favorite. It could have been zebra lay, bingo, the casino, sex, cigarettes, alcohol. All addictions are treated equally as a pathology, right? There's no difference. Some will harm you more than others. But that's it. All addictions are really in the same hole. Oh no, so if you're a gambling addict, does that mean you're in the same hole as someone that's an alcoholic or someone that's addicted to cocaine? Yes, it's essentially a similar disease that all people have when they get addicted to something. So let's be serious here. You are testing your feet in these waters, in this journey. Okay, I've been on this journey for 12 years. All the people who produce content in sports trade, everyone has been here for years. At some point, we have all gotten over the side of addiction. Okay, at some point, we have all gotten over that addiction side. In that time when I was there at my family barbecue and I had to take out my cell phone just to look at the Chelsea game, I said, damn, man, I got to do something. I got to put money down somewhere. That was me stepping on the side of addiction. And there are some other elements that will bring you here if you don't pay attention to it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to continue listening to Latino and what he has to say. I was addicted. I lost everything. Everything. I lost like 30 million. Can you believe that? Wow, 30 million, man. 30 million. Could you believe that? But hey, the same guy that breaks a bankroll of 100 is the same guy that breaks a bankroll of 1,000 at the same speed. So maybe Latino here is giving us one of the most plausible examples of how quickly you can break the bank, right? And I don't care how big your bankroll is, you're going to break. So the illusion that many people have is like, oh, I'll get into sports trading, I'll deposit my 401k. No, if you don't have a good method, if you're not profitable, then you start investing little money. It's like beer money. It's little money, money that you won't miss at the end of the month, regardless of the size of your bankroll. All right, you'll go broke at the same speed. And if you fall into addiction, and I'll tell you, the hole gets much deeper. So let's go back to Latino and imagine that 30 million. Just imagine that. It's horse racing, you know? High bets. But could you really bet so high like that? Yeah, you can. And at the time, I bet from morning to night. Man, I used to stop doing shows to be at the jockey club. Man, I was always at the jockey club. So he must be talking about the jockey club of Rio de Janeiro. It's the biggest jockey club we have here in Brazil. And from morning to night, man, from morning to night. Then you know he's already addicted at that point. He's the guy that wakes up in the morning, he starts to do trade in Vietnam, Indonesia, China. Then in the afternoon, he does Europe. He does everything. The Netherlands, Belgium, Spain, England, Italy, Portugal. Everything that comes up, he wants to be a part of it. He starts with the B series, the A series, from 11 p.m. Then he starts with the MLS. Then he goes to Central America. Then he goes to sleep at 2 in the morning, wakes up when his body wants him to wake up, and he goes through the cycle again. Now, this is a very serious sign of addiction. All right, if you're in this cycle, my brothers and sisters, if you're in this cycle of turning and turning and turning in everything that you own, you're depositing and breaking, you're depositing and breaking, right? It's very likely that you're either with one foot or both feet in the addiction world. All right, so you have to stop. And how do you stop? Man, you got to stop. Oh, but I can't, Nettuno. You know, I got to do something. You know, you need help. You need help. Seek help from a brother, from a sister, professional help from a psychologist, something. Because if you're going through this cycle, if you're breaking and depositing, it's very likely that you have both feet in the addiction world. All right, so let's get back to Latino here. Yeah, my friends would call me from the races. I was doing the show. They'd say, how much? I'd say, put in 500, 200,000. Yeah, let's do 300,000. So he stopped doing shows to bet on horses. And when he did shows, now he's on his phone calling his partners to put up 500,000 on a bet. Man, look, the time to do trade is when you're sitting down, concentrating on what you're doing, you know? If you're out doing something else, then forget it. It's difficult. It's so difficult. You understand? All right, your cell phone's here. 2 clicks, you open it. Uninstall the application. Uninstall it from your cell. If you can't go without looking, uninstall it, and that's the end of it. You got it? Oh, but I work on the cell phone. Okay, but when the cell phone is interfering with your activities at work, your studies, your relationships, you don't even talk to your friends anymore, your family, your everything. Man, what are you doing with your life? Ah, but I'm earning money. Well, that's something else. If you already have a goal, you're already profitable, right? You're building your heritage. That's beautiful. This video here is not for you. But if there's that guy there that breaks and breaks, and you look on your cell phone all the time and you make random bets on any old thing, breaks and deposit, bro, pay attention. Well, let's get back to Latino and his story here. You know, I would win and lose, but in this winning and losing, it's the same as poker, man. Win, lose. Horse races. Something else that has great potential here to lead people to addiction. Emotion, right? The emotion of horse racing. Yeah, I won the race. I lost the race. It's a lot of emotion. It's very high, very low. When this feeling is strong, man, we get emotionally lost. And the more adrenaline that we have, the more emotion we have, and the less willing we are to stop. Because you're going to make one. You're going to hit that 100. Beautiful. Then you'll soon break. And the next one, you won't do it with 100, no. Then you'll deposit 500. You'll go with the 500, you'll break. Oh no, 500 no longer works for me. Now it's with 1,000. And then you deposit 1,000, and in the blink of an eye, you break, and you do it all in, and it goes on and on like that. That's how it goes, right? And then you go to the bottom of the well here, and he said something about poker. Look, I'm no expert in poker, so I'm not even going to mention or address that part, but I do believe it. You know, if you do the math for the year and you see all that you lost, And not even mentioning the energy of the game, right? It's very heavy. I was abandoning show business. And I saw that wow, the energy that you absorb. You see that? He was in a face-to-face environment. And that's heavy, right? Because, man, I don't know how many of you have ever been to a casino. And you think it'll have this Hollywood glamour? Man, the casinos that I've been to before, the ones that I've been to, the energies, it just wasn't good, right? It's not a good thing, you know? And the impression that Hollywood gives us is that when you enter there, it's joyful, everyone's happy. But it's heavy, man. I don't know. And I don't know how he lived through this issue of face-to-face betting, right? Gambling in person. It gets heavier the more you absorb it, right? You know, a lot of people looking at you. And he was a famous guy at the time. So imagine how many people were looking at him thinking, what can I get from this guy? But let's move on. But this is why it's so important, right? When I see something back in the real world, I don't want to leave it there. I want to understand it. And I want you guys to understand it. I was doing the stupidest shit in my life, man. I went broke, went down to nothing. I owed a lot of people that I couldn't pay. I remember that I had So he got himself into debt, all right? You can never borrow to gamble. And you're not at Latino's level. But you are somebody getting into this that doesn't have a lot of money. Now, I'm talking about people who take money to bet. Never do that. If you don't have money to put in, don't do it. All right? Never put in money that you may need tomorrow. That is a very big rule. A loan shark who was also a congressman at the time. He helped me. I was in a lot of shit, so I lost everything that I had built in my career. But you couldn't control it? Man, it was worse than cocaine. Wow, he said worse than cocaine. Yeah, I couldn't control it. I borrowed money to play. It was very strong. The adrenaline of winning, losing, winning, losing. But now I got my head on strong. The adrenaline of winning and losing. You see, he doubled his bankroll, then he invested more, then he lost, borrowed money, and started to owe people. It messes with you. It messes with your subconscious, you know, like a normal human would have. Wow, it messed with his subconscious. Man, when you start to get addicted, you need help. You need help. So now I'll start talking a little bit more about religion, but I'm not going to go much into that because that is not the theme of this channel. But first, please give it up to Latino for sharing his true story. It's a very out of the ordinary story, but it was very good. And I also hope that, you know, it can open a lot of people's eyes about the dangers of gambling. We talk about here on this channel about how to be profitable, about goals, bankroll management. When we talk about it, you know, we're not guessing like that. You know, we have to have bankroll management. And there's addiction there. This is a way to avoid the addiction. 2% of people who enter into this world will get addicted. These 2% of people will destroy their lives, okay? So guys, I hope this video will serve as an example for many people not to repeat. Did you like the video? Did you like the theme of betting and sports trade? Subscribe to the channel. You know, it's hard to ask people to subscribe after a video like this, but if you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike. Leave a comment. You know, it's you and me. We're together. Until next time, I'm gone.